Welcome to In, On and Gone, video number 70. But really, it should be called In, On and Not Gone, because what I'm going to do in this video, I'm going to make it a little bit different. I'm not going to tell you about the stuff that's sold. I'm going to tell you about the stuff that hasn't sold. You know, regular viewers will know that I want this to be educational. And I think actually letting you know about the products that have stuck on my shop for quite some time and like the sort of products not to get, you're going to learn from that as well. So without any further ado, okay, let's take a look at some of the products that have hung around on my store for quite some time now. I have just done a sales promotion on everything that have been on my store for over a year. I've got about 250 things on my store at the moment, and the amount of products that fell into this category was about 40. So I've been running the store now for 3 years, so some of them have been on for quite some time. But yeah, let's have a look, shall we, at the sort of stuff that hasn't quite made the grade. Yeah, so as I said, I've just run a promotion now, 60% off for everything that's been on the store for over a year, just to get it gone, to get it shifted. You're not going to make a profit on each and everything. And the first thing I'm going to tell you about that's fallen into this category is a Timberland shirt. It's a short sleeve shirt. I find short sleeve shirts don't sell as well as long sleeve shirts. However, I've just sold a Lacoste short sleever for, you know, the price that I put it on for. The person paid top price for it. So it really does depend on the brand. Timberland, really strong brand, especially in boots. Not so much in this though. Not so much. Hasn't quite worked. It's not really a shirt that's designed for walking. It's more of a fashion type shirt. It's more of like a wearing down the pub or out for a meal type shirt. And I find, especially with the men's stuff, that the things that fall into this category just don't really shift. I don't really get many of these now. Lacoste, I will. Timberland, for this sort of shirt, I won't. And also the logo on it is quite small. It's not a huge logo. All right. I find that's another thing. Stuff with huge logos on just don't sell. Okay. It just doesn't sell. Doesn't sell. And I've got another example of that coming up. But this, it was like a check. It's not exactly modern looking either. It's been a bit of a dud. But as I said, it's on my shop now, 60% off for any of you who actually like this Timberland check shirt. It is a nice shirt. It is a nice shirt, but it just hasn't quite caught the imagination of the buyers. Next up is another brand that is associated with really a different type of clothing. It's Diesel. This is a Diesel polo shirt, but really Diesel are associated with very good quality jeans, as with Timberland being associated with boots and work and like outdoor gear. The shirt didn't really fall into that. This is a polo shirt with a very small Diesel logo on it, but nobody's really that. The Diesel logo is just like a little D. Hasn't really made its way into the psyche yet of the fashion world. Yeah, like if you wore it, nobody would really be able to associate that D with you know, yeah, that's Diesel. So it just hasn't really sold. All right, it hasn't stuck. Diesel jeans sell quite well. I can normally turn around Diesel jeans within 4 weeks, but this Diesel polo shirt, it's stuck. So again, this one's on 60% off. And the link to my store is actually on the description underneath. What size is this? Oh yeah, it's a small as well. If it was a medium or a large, it might have had a bit more chance of selling, but small sizes, they don't really sell as quickly because I don't think there's as many people that fall into this category as with the medium, large, extra large. Large, extra large in menswear sells a lot better. Okay, it's just fact. It's just fact. We've got to have the stuff out there for people that fit into smalls, but there's less of them compared to those who are in the large and the extra large. So yeah, another one that's hung around for quite some time. This next one, it is a large, but it just hasn't really caught the imagination. It's a Gareth Bale Wales Subbuteo t-shirt. It's sort of like got Bale in like a Subbuteo figure with a number 11 on it. I thought a Wales fan might, you know, take to it and think it was pretty cool. They haven't. Okay, so this sort of t-shirt, again, it's a t-shirt that hasn't really got a function. Like a golf polo, you wear it on the golf course. It has a function. Okay, a fitness t-shirt or a Climber Cool t-shirt has a function. A Nike Dry Fit t-shirt, again, another fitness t-shirt, has a function. This one doesn't really have a function. It's more of like a look at me sort of t-shirt. Look at this cool t-shirt that I'm wearing. And there's loads of them on eBay. Absolutely thousands upon thousands upon thousands. Actually, this sort of t-shirt, you are competing against one hell of a range. So yeah, we'll see if it goes. But I actually I started my sales event at 60% off yesterday, and 3 of the things have actually sold. So yeah, I'm quite pleased about that, you know, getting them shifted, getting them gone. I think in the end, there was about 25 things that I put on. I know I said that 40 have been on for over a year, but there were some that I took off because I felt that, number one, there might be somewhere, I don't know where they are, even though I used the SKU labels. They've been on for so long, I can't be absolutely sure. I'm going to have to find them. And number two, we'll just leave it for a little bit longer. Maybe drop the price a little bit, which I've done on some of them. But yeah, this one though, this Gareth Bale tee, it didn't work. Next up is some DVDs that I thought might sell. It's sort of like the BBC period drama sort of DVDs, but I think these are on iPlayer anyway. The DVD market sometimes is pretty good, but you do have to check that it's not on Prime or it's not on any of the platforms, the streaming platforms. The ones that seem to do the best are the DVDs of concerts that have happened in the past. I know that there was one that I found, Jean-Michel Jarre in Tiananmen Square, and I found it for £1 and sold it for 15. That's going back a few years, isn't it? He was an 80s electro music icon. But yeah, he did a thing in Tiananmen Square and that seemed to sell well. But this, you've got Pride and Prejudice, you've got Middlemarch, and you've got Persuasion. And it's all in one nice box, and I put it on at £12. And it's just stayed there. Nobody's been interested at all. I don't really think the market's that saturated either. I just think that it's on the iPlayer or it can be streamed quite easily. And people are doing that. So, yeah, this one's been reduced. So if you fancy a little bit of period drama, fill your boots. All right, click on the link to my store in the description below and see it there. All right, if you just type in Pride or Pride Prejudice or whatever, okay, it'll come up. So, yeah, DVDs of series, yeah, hasn't really worked. Next up, for something that hasn't shifted, okay, is a nice wool blend Marks and Spencer's jacket, like suit jacket, blazer. The trousers sell very, very well. The jackets don't. They just hang around, and they're very difficult to price as well. The trousers, you know, you could usually pick them up for £3 or £4 and make about 100% on them, sell them for about 8 or 9. These, I think what it is, are trousers more popular than jackets in terms of menswear? I think they might be. Blokes where they have a jacket which doesn't quite fit anymore. Maybe they've got one that does fit that still goes with the trousers. So yeah, they don't look at the second-hand market for this. And also jackets, I think, you know, the psyche could be that they want a nice jacket, so they go and buy it new. They don't buy it secondhand, whereas trousers, they're fully prepared to buy secondhand because they probably wear them more often. I don't know. I don't know. But there is some reason as to why the jackets do not sell anywhere near as well as what the trousers do. And this is an example of it. They'll hang around for ages. So I've tried putting jackets on. It hasn't worked. I very, very rarely pick up a jacket now. Very rarely. Next up, Under Armour trainers. Under Armour have done very, very well with the t-shirts. The Tech Tee has been an absolute fantastic product. Golf polos, Under Armour do very, very well with that. You see a lot of people on the golf course in Under Armour golf polos. Maybe jackets and hoodies, they've done quite well there. But trainers, they haven't. Adidas, Nike still have the market on the trainers. These are a nice pair of basketball boots, but they're just not really shifting at all. So they've been reduced in price. I find trainers with a purpose sell a lot better than trainers that have just a fashion statement on them. Like a pair of running shoes, that they've got a purpose, running. Okay, pair of golf shoes, they've got a purpose, golf. Cricket shoes sell very, very well as well. They've got a purpose. Whereas your sort of like your fashion trainers that you just wear outside, there are some that do very, very well, like the Nike Air and the Adidas Gazelles. Okay, you get a pair of those, they usually sell pretty quickly. But anything away from that doesn't really, it sticks around for a long time. And I've got a few Nikes that have stuck around for ages. Also, like even like the white Adidas Stan Smiths, some of them, you need to have it as a really decent pair. Maybe a pair that have been in collaboration with another designer to actually shift. Yeah, trainers without a purpose do take a little bit longer to sell. So again, that's something else. That's another piece of nugget of information that I'm giving you from the 3 or 4 years that I've been doing this for. Next up was this is sort of like a classic toy. And I had one of these when I was a kid. It's the Fisher-Price pull-along chatter telephone. Now, I thought somebody might, I remember having one of those when I was a kid, or get one for my grandchild or my child or whatever. But no, hasn't shifted. So this one's been reduced as well. I do follow on YouTube a great reseller called Master of Pieces. And but I think what he's done is he's gone niche. He just does classic toys and stuff from his childhood. That's a lot of what his videos are based around. And so I think the people who will actually buy stuff like this have actually subscribed to his channel and subscribed to his eBay store. So that's one of the advantages of having a bit of a niche. Whereas I haven't really got it. I sort of have in terms of like fitness gear, outdoor wear and stuff like this. But I certainly haven't got a niche in selling toys. So this is something which is a bit of an anomaly to what I normally put on my site. And it hasn't really worked. It's still on the site. So even though these were class, even though I can remember pulling mine along, hasn't quite worked. And if you want to start up on your eBay store, I would say to these sort of things, unless you're getting them for like 50p and flipping them for about £3 or £4, I don't think they're going to do much good. All right, there doesn't seem to be that much demand for them. Hey, if you disagree with what I'm saying, please put it in the comments below. That's what I want to do. I want to start a conversation. If you are having success with products that I've mentioned that I'm not having success with, please, say how you've done it, why you've done it, and let's make this educational for everybody. But the next one I'm going to talk about is something that has come in as a profit for me, but there's sort of like a little bit of wastage on the side. And this is taking laptops to bits. Okay, just getting a laptop. People are doing up laptops all the time. So if you get a laptop, an older laptop that somebody might need something from, take it to bits. Google Lens the photos because they can usually tell you exactly what these are and you're away. Now, this was from a Samsung Chromebook that one of my kids had that I took to bits. And I think to date I've made about £40 from the bits that I've sold off. but there are still some bits that are there to be sold off, and they have now been reduced in price. So yeah, if you are going to get a set of something, where if you look at a laptop as a set of components that are actually screwed together and connected together, you're not going to be able to sell all of those at the same time. There'll still be some left on. I think I've done it with 3 laptops now. And yeah, organizing the pieces is really important. You can't just chuck them all into one bin, because that isn't going to work. You're going to take ages trying to find the bit that you've sold. So organize them properly. But yeah, these haven't really shifted. I think I've put an example of a pair of speakers on the picture to actually show you. But yeah, these are now reduced in price for anybody who is repairing laptops. Next up, pair of Adidas trainers for like toddlers, really, really small ones. I thought these might sell, but they haven't. Don't know what it is. Maybe people want to buy brand new for this age. I have got no idea. But yeah, these haven't really shifted. Could have been with the price. I think I had them on for about 8 or 9 quid. So anyway, I've knocked 60% off. Let's see how they do. Yeah, we'll see if they shift. And next up, it's just generic Adidas stuff, like a Climacool t-shirt. That's what I've put on. What size is it? It's a small again. The small stuff just doesn't seem to shift. And I think what I'm going to have to do is redo the title and get the word football into it, because it is a Climacool t-shirt. It is the sort of t-shirt you would wear to play football in. So, but football isn't in the title. But again, it's not team related. If it was team related, it would sell quite quickly. But just the normal generic stuff, yeah, it just hangs around for a very, very long time. So yeah, and also there is a camo top, an Adidas camo track top, like a camouflage design. It's sort of like in a brown camo. And I was thinking this would sell quite well and sell quite quickly, but it is quite small. It's a size 8 for for a lady. And the issue is, I think with this, it's got the huge Adidas logo on the back of it. Big logos just don't cut it. But yeah, some people would like it. Some people will wear it, but not everybody. It's the smaller, more subtle logos that actually are higher in demand than the huge logos. And this one takes up the whole of the back of the track top. So yeah, reduce the price on this, and let's see how it does now. All right, so there we go. I think I did 11 products in all for stuff that hasn't really sold. And I'm hoping that you've learned something from it, because, you know, this is the whole point of this channel. So please like, comment, subscribe to your heart's content. Next week, I'll be talking about stuff that's sold quickly again. And as I keep saying, I'm developing some sort of like extra streams of income. I will say that I have tried, and it hasn't worked. I've tried match betting. Now, this is where you take advantage of free offers. So the initial bet you put on, and you then lay off the bet as well, so you don't lose anything no matter what the outcome. And then you then qualify for a free bet, and then you put that bet on, and that's when you get the profit back. But I'm finding that actually having an account accepted, you need to jump through many hoops, and it just hasn't quite worked out for me. I'm trying to get onto Coral. I just can't get on. It won't accept my account. So yeah, it's quite surprising, but it's one that I will put a by. Some other people might have done it. Have a look. It might work for you, but to be honest with you, it's not really the sort of thing that I want to be promoting as well. So for the time being, I'll say that match betting is off my list of potential income streams. Yeah, so that's that. Nice speaking to you. All right, we'll have another chat next week. In On and Gone 71 will be out next week. Again, back to normal format, talking about stuff that's sold within the week. All right. I am finding that sales are not as good now as what they were at this time last year. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing that, but that is partly my fault because I haven't listed as much this year as what I had done last year. I'm certainly not listing consistently at the moment because, you know, I've got other projects on the go. But yeah, as I said, I hope you've learned from this, and I'll see you next week. All right. Bye-bye.